Hi, so today I want to showcase my design on this 100 million box storage. And the reason why I make this is because I cannot find something like this on Discord or anywhere else, so just design to design it. And so in this video I will go over like 3 parts. So the first part I will explain how the redstone works. I'll try to go into detail every single thing. And the second part is where and how it's meant to be used. And the last part is the possible improvement and like some other flaws that this system kind of have. So I will explain how this thing going to work. So basically it will take in soccer box and it will sort them into all of this chest slides one by one, like this slice, and there are 14 slides in total. It could be expand, but I haven't really tested like all the small timing, but it most likely can be expand taller and longer. So this thing obviously will not have any filter, so whatever circle box going in is gonna be stored. So you have to put a filter somewhere before this thing. And so the first item going in, first thing first, gonna activate this very long comparator fade out clock, and that will basically unlock the slice for a specific slice for a very long duration, so allowing the item to go through the entire system. And yeah, it's using the wall to transmit a signal downward. And the way it decide which slice to unlock is using an item inside one of these dropper line. So here, basically, because this slice is not full, like this hopper is not full, so this comparator is a toggle state. And so if this slice not full, it's gonna be like this. And yeah. And so we will send the signal downward, and yeah, yep, and the signal can go travel to this observer line, pull this thing up, and it will basically unlock the entire slice. And eventually the item can go down here. Now, so that's basically how one slice works. So the question is like, what happened when it become full? Let's just skip this thing for a bit. Yeah, now you see that like once the clock ran out, it's gonna transmit a signal downward to put this composer down again. And so what happened when it's full? So when the slice full, this thing, like this observer going to detect the signal strength changing, so it's gonna pull this thing back, and it will then basically tell this line here that like, oh, the first slice is full, so it's gonna reject this thing like that. And this was also send a signal onto this this rail line, and which will activate this observer line, telling the dropper down here to move to the next position. And the reason why it has to be a hopper line like this, an observer line like this, and instead of that, why don't we just have a signal activate this line here, is because like, let's say like if this thing is full as well, if those two slices also full, so we want to skip these two slices and go to the fourth one. So it do that by basically like, if this thing is full, then it's gonna activate the line here, which will then activate the entire thing, like from the beginning to the fourth one, and it will transmit a signal telling it to go to the fourth one, like this. Yep, signal move over here. And right now this thing is in the wrong state, because like it's supposed to be like this when it's changing over. So when this thing activate again, like when the comparator lost the signal, it's gonna activate this observer here to pull down. But because I manually activated, so it's in the wrong state. Down here you can see like there's two observer over here, and yeah, basically like now it's supposed to be item coming in, and after this thing, like after the item coming in, like the clock up here gonna run out, and it will send another signal down here to take everything back to normal. Like that is supposed to be the way, because I just manually activated it, gonna be in the wrong state. And down here, this is a redstone for this part here. So basically, when so there's an item here, right? And let's say the item got over, so this thing lost the item. It can reject this thing, telling the composer to go down. Like if it was to be, if item is coming in, right? Because the slice will only be full if the item is coming in, or else it's not gonna get filled, right? And so when that happened, this thing going to reject, pull down the composer that was supposed to be unlocking this slice. At the same time, we're gonna pull this inward to like basically just reset this circuit. And when the item, let's say when the item go into another slice, it will first off start this circuit. So like this thing gonna move over, and this thing gonna activate this line. So this line will send another signal up here to tell this observer line to activate the composer again. So it's basically something like this. You can see. Yeah, this one is wrong because, like I said, it's just manually activated. It's not supposed to be like this. And now, let's go over the reset circuit. So the reset, I just basically hook up a button. So the first thing it's gonna do is it's going to activate through all of this and activate this piston, like the entire piston line, to unlock the entire slice, like the entire storage. That, and then it will also gonna reject this piston up here, so it's sending a signal down here, a signal to this piston, and basically telling this observer line to recycle the item. So wherever the item on this line is, it's gonna come back to the beginning. So right now it's in here, and the signal going over, and it will eventually start at the beginning. And then after a while, after a long time, because of this clock, like I want like actually the clock down here doesn't have to be this long. I may change it later, but basically it's just a very long clock to basically let all the items go through. And once this clock ran out, this is going to send another signal here, like that, and this will go all the way up here to activate this observer line again, and basically telling the item, down here to move to the next slice that is not full. So in this case, because I'm manually changing things, so this 3 slice is supposed to be full the way the system understand it. So we're gonna go to the 4th one, and yeah, we already see that happen before. Now go to the 4th one, and now this is gonna dispense up. The reason why this composer is not up like before is because of this small clock over here. So when this thing, when the composer is supposed to be pushed up due to this observer line activate, this thing is still on, so the entire thing is still extended. The entire piston line down here is still extended. So you know it's gonna reject, and then it's gonna reset the entire thing correctly. I'll do that again. This time gotta put things back to the correct position. Oh yeah, and like you can see, like I lock all this hopper mainly because like if the item coming in, then it's gonna take some time before the signal go travel downward to activate the slice, to like unlock the slice. So I'll use this way here to like lock the hopper so that it doesn't go to the next slice. And now let's activate the reset mechanism again. Everything go activate, this thing go back to the beginning, like the item here go back to the beginning. And then after a while, well, that's a bit too fast, but yeah, after a while it's gonna activate this line, like this tower again, to tell this observer to like activate, to move the item over. But since the first slice is empty, it's not going to move anything, and it's gonna stay still there. You can see. And so like how how this thing meant to be used, like because it's 100 million item, right? So you're not gonna put this at any form. So mainly, I made this thing for my query to store 100 million display. Yeah, that or like you want to make a million, like you have a million item per hour form, and so you want to store them, and so yeah, 100 million probably like around enough a few days of AFK. So that is around, it's a good size of storage. Like if you got 100 million item of something, you're not gonna AFK there again, like most likely, like just one time AFK, kind of, but who knows. So yeah, this thing obviously only meant for query and like some very fast form. And how it meant to be used is also like you don't want to load this at all time, because of a lot of hopper, a lot of information can be stored here, so it can get laggy for the server or for your survival world. So I meant to have this like as a big storage. So like your farm is going to go to a small temporary storage, like a million item, and then like when that storage is full, it's gonna activate a chunk loader to load this storage and gonna transfer all the item over. So yeah, and then after all the item transfer over, the chunk loader gonna be unloaded, and this thing it's not gonna be loaded all the time because there's a lot of information. So yeah, that's how I meant this thing to be used. As for the improvement, like I said before, there's a few flaws. So the first flaw is it's not 100% hopper lock. Like this one is not hopper lock, and a lot of the observer here, hopper here is not hopper lock. For my system, it doesn't really matter. Like it truly doesn't matter for me if I hopper lock it or not, because I have lithium mod, like have mod that improve hopper performance. Then let's say if you don't have that mod, then yeah, I mean like most likely you have it, but just in case, like if you want to 100% hopper lock it, you have to do something else. And it also doesn't have a smart refill. So basically, let's say this chest is full, and I take out some item. The system is not going to know to refill that chest until I press the button. So that's another downside of this thing. The third downside is that there's a lot of toggle state. Like here, there's a toggle state, which is fine, it works fine, but let's say if something go wrong, if the chunk is unloaded incorrectly, then it's gonna get really bad. I don't know, haven't tested out yet, because I know how to like make this thing work, so this thing is not gonna break under my use. So like there's also like a toggle state up here. But yeah, I mean generally toggle state is just really annoying to work with sometimes. So but like it's really easy to use. So that's why I just have him everywhere. So as for the improvement, here in this system, this is hypothetically 100% hopper lock, because like I wasn't bothered to build the entire thing. I just built one slice, and you can understand that. So this thing is smart refill system here. So let's say like this thing is full, right? And this gonna extend out. And let's say now if I take out an item, like let's say a circle box, right? And then this thing gonna lose a signal and pull downward. Then you can just take this signal and put it into this reset mechanism, and that would be basically the smart refill. It's not really smart because like it unlocked the entire array, but you know, like it can do that. And some rearrangement of the hopper here is just to like hopper lock 100% of them. So yeah, I remove a chest over here, but that really doesn't matter. It's still over 100 million item. And up here have yeah, this gonna be alternating between slam column and honey column, and go into like signal strength for one comparator to like fully hopper lock all this hopper. I didn't do this because it doesn't really matter to me. So yeah, it looked kind of like shit anyway. Yeah, and that's how you can hopper lock 100% of them. And what the fuck? Okay. And yeah, 100% hopper lock and smart refill system is that like you have to like rewiring this, but that's not really hard. The main thing I cannot get rid of is the toggle state, because that's basically the entire system. But yeah, also there's quite a lot of observer. Yeah, there's quite an observer spammy contraption. But yeah, that's it.